Welcome to the Direct Boot Windows to Go overview. Today's video will cover initialization of a new drive. First step, plug in the USB drive into the system. Note, you'll see a number of partitions displayed by Explorer. The partition at the top should be the software partition. Note the file db.wtg. Please click on that. Note that it will ask you to approve running an executable from an external drive. Say yes. At this point, you should see the user interface load. Please shut the rest of the partition or Explorer windows so that we can concentrate on the UI. As you can see in the UI is very simple. It's basically 5 buttons. The direct boot button, which shuts down the system and loads the operating system from the USB. The file button, which allows you to use Explorer in order to move files on and off the drive. A configuration button, which is located down here in the bottom, which we'll be using in a minute to configure the drive. An eject button, which terminates the application and ejects the drives, and a help button. Let's go to the configuration button for right now. As you can see on the configuration button, it's ready to set up for a new password. This password, because this drive is BitLocker enabled, will be your actual BitLocker password. First step is to enable the password, update password. So let's click the update password block. Next, you'll notice that the old unlock code is grayed out. That's because this drive is brand new and never been configured. So let's enter a password now for the drive. Remember, this password will be your BitLocker password. When you've entered the password twice, please hit save. Once you hit save, you should get a confirmation, as you see here, that the password has been saved. The drive now goes back to the original user interface. Now, at this point, the drive is BitLocker encrypted. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to eject the drive, and I'm going to plug the drive back in. When I plug the drive back in this time, instead of seeing 3 partitions come up through the Explorer windows, you're only going to see the systems partition and the program partition, software partition. The W partition will be locked, but when we enter the password into the UI when it comes up, it will then unlock the W partition. So give me one moment while I eject the drive. Drive is ejected. I'm going to remove it from the USB. Okay. Wait a second. I'm going to plug the drive back into the USB. And let's note the partitions that we see now. We see the software partition. Minimize that, and we see the systems partition. Note that we do not see the W partition. That's because it's locked, as it shows in the corner up there. So we're going to go back to the software partition. We're going to click on db.wtg. It's going to ask permission to run it from an external. I'm now going to shut that partition off. Notice that it's asking us now to enter the unlocking code. I'm going to enter the unlocking code, and it should allow us access to the W partition, which is the Windows partition. I'm going to hit enter. And there we go. The W partition is unlocked. BitLocker has worked just as it should have. The next step is to boot the Windows to Go operating system from the USB. Typically, the way this would be done would be to change the BIOS setting so that you would have USB boot first as the first priority, or to, when the system is turning on, to hit the boot access menu. But in this particular scenario, direct boot allows you to boot directly from the desktop. It will shut the system down and load the operating system from the USB. Now, since this is a new drive, it may have to cycle through this process twice. So I'm going to hit direct boot. It's going to shut the system down. And that will pretty much conclude this video. Anyway, thank you for watching, and there'll be more updates to come. After you hit this, it's going to ask you if you really want to shut down. Go ahead and hit shut down, and the system's restarting. Thank you very much for watching.